Hello and welcome. I am Gingerbill, and today we're working on the Odin compiler, specifically working on the Tilde backend system. So, as I do at the beginning of all the streams, I just need to send this link out to tell the people, yeah, I am actually streaming. So, let's do this, shall we? So clearly, if I'm looking in this direction, I'm looking at the chat, and that's kind of how it works. Yeah? So today, hopefully the cameras work and we don't have to be full on ghetto with the moving my image up and down to look like a ventriloquist. No. Just doing this, okay? So posting this in the appropriate sources. Same again. Right, okay, what we're learning today, we're not really learning anything, we're just working on the compiler again. I can always teach some stuff if you'd like, but yes, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. I guess that's what it is for everyone here, so yeah. Horses, same again, I know. Right, so shall we go back to this screen? Look, hey guys, look what I've figured out. I can get a chat. I figured it out. Now, I might do this, but still have the chat there. Make it a little bit, or no, make it the same size. And then go back to that. That's wonderful, isn't it? So we've got a chat on the screen. I don't know if it's big enough, but you should be able to see it while I'm programming anyway. So if I now go into full screen mode, yeah, that should be fine. I don't know if the chat needs to go a bit further down or not. Probably. Maybe, I don't know. Someone will figure this out for me. Like, there. Good. I am now learning about these plugins in OBS. I'm that with it, guys. I'm very kind of, oh. Yes, I do have a head. It's not just me moving up and down. So I can also speak out of this head. It's a very good head to speak out of, obviously. Yeah. So back to the compiler development. So I've actually been doing some stuff not live on stream, but I've just been working on it because clearly I want to work on this thing and get it done. But we've been working on a lot of the new statement stuff. So to explain what I've been doing, I think I've got a nut stuck in my throat. Oh well. Right. Got block statements here with the labels. We've got value declarations. I've cleaned this up a bit. Oh, that's the old LVM code, what I'm talking about. Like, well, that doesn't look right. Tilde statement. Here we go. This is cleaner. Much nicer. Block statement code. The value statement stuff, which I've cleaned up. I made it just like without even needing, again, I hate the term like the never nester, but like, I don't nest much often anyway. So it's kind of more of, that's why I use like 8 character wide tabs if people didn't understand this. Like I try not to indent because a lot of the time I try like do early exits. I like to use defer. I like to use all the different constructs because a lot of the time that's what you want. You don't need to be heavily nested all the time. You just need to be done. And that's good. So that's all should be wonderful here. Today's stream should be 1080p. Hopefully this, tell me when the text size is about right. I don't want to go stupidly big because to be honest with you, I'd like to read my own code and not be like, what the, gonna stand back. Yeah, I can read it now, that's fine. Because it's like, I again, as I say to people, I normally program this small and you guys can't see that. It's like, yeah. So I've got to program pretty big. That's what she said indeed. So, we're going to clean up. So what else have done? We've got branch statements working as well, and they're nice and working. I've had to wrap some stuff like the emits on the branches. Expression statements, assignment statements, they are now fully working. I'm happy about that. So we can even do the plus equal stuff. That's great. Return statements are mocked in there at the moment. They're not fully working, but that's kind of a, I haven't figured out yet, and me and Negate haven't really done all the cool stuff yet, so we need to figure out how to deal with that so it does the right transformations. Because all like ABI crap. That will be the bottleneck going forward. Once that works, at least on Windows at least, we'll have probably a minimal, like really minimal, I don't mean anyone should use this, I would recommend literally 0 people, -1 people use it. But it might be able to get something working by the end of the week. We'll be able to get hello world, properly hello world. I'll be happy about that. Which is like, okay, we've got this. We've got if statements working today. I've got if statements working, which is like, woohoo, we've got 4 statements working. Woohoo, only the old-fashioned C-like ones. But yeah, they're working. The range ones, like the 4 in, they don't work. The unroll one, we can leave that for a long time. I don't really care. Switch statements, that's just meaning that no one really stupid. They're just like, that's whatever. Switch statements are working, type switch aren't, but we could probably work on type switch now. And then the defer statements I've got working as well. So that's where we're up to so far. We are pretty much along. So it can be a little bit smaller maybe, like there, I guess. You want to do it like that? I don't know. It's very hard to figure out what size people need. I have no idea what this font size is. Unless I go to settings. What is the current font size is the question. 18. Yeah, that looks like it's fine. So shall we carry on? And as always, if you want to know what's happening, I am working on the Odin compiler's backend, the new one, working using Tilde. If we want to get the links open, because I don't have any open yet. Here is, Tilde is the current backend for the Quick C compiler that Negate is working on. And I'm using the Tilde backend system here for it all. Tilde it's an SSA based system, and I made some mistakes in what I was explaining last night with regards to what Tilde is in certain terminology, so I'll probably rectify that, especially what we're saying. So the way that Quick works, Tilde is an SSA, but it's technically not the traditional SSA, which would use basic blocks. This one is more of a sea of nodes system. So with the sea of node systems, it's they are control regions in that sense, but they're not the same as basic blocks. It's all like terms I got mixed up. So control regions would just be one of these control nodes in the thing. So it just, again, it's something that introduces a side effect. So like a call, a branch, store, whatever. These are all control nodes as well. So they're all just things that do that. Just want to make sure it's all kind of clear, hopefully. So hopefully that makes sense. I'm reading the chat as well. Also, you can see what the chat is going on. It's not, nothing's being clipped, is it? No, it shouldn't be. This is good news. Good news, guys. Right. So, what I'm doing here now is to figure out where to go, what to work today. So I think I needed a type switch statement. This is going to be a little bit more difficult to deal with because I can do unions. Yeah, I can do unions. Because I won't be able to do any's because I don't have type IDs implemented yet. Mainly because I haven't done them yet. That's about it. So let's just do type switch. Shall we do type switch? So what I mean by type switch, for people that don't really know much about Odin, you can have like a value here. Let's say what U is a U. Let's say the union. And let's say we've got a union here of some values, like an I32, an F32, and a B32. And then we can switch on all of these. Yeah? Wonderful, isn't it? And then we've got a switch statement for the different cases. Yeah? Really simple, that is. So I say simple, but we're going to implement it. Live on stream. That's be fine, yeah. I do not use an LSP, no. But there is an LSP for Odin if you want to use that. Check it out. It's the Odin language server. So OLS, made by Daniel Gavin. He's absolute bro, man. He's done it all. Literally, I've not helped him at all, really. He's just done it himself. It's been brilliant. And many people enjoy it because it's written in Odin as well, so it's pretty fast. So, good. If I might need to get myself a drink of water because I forgot to get myself one today. Well, for stream at least. Yeah. So, shall we get started? Let's work on this type switch statement. And this is going to be fun. Yeah, this isn't built yet, and I know. So we're going to go back to the switch. Scroll down. GB internal void GB procedure. Does this just take any one parameter? Nope. Type switch. In fact, just put the node in there. It's fine. People procedure, AST for the node itself. And then what I'm going to do is AST node for type switch statement node. Okay. I'm just going to finish off with a to do in here. Sorry, to do, build that. Wonderful. So the way we've been doing is I've been looking at the old code and translating it as I read it. So there's some typecase body stuff, which is interesting. I just pulled that out. You could probably just do that. That's no problem. CB. Okay. Scope close. Is there a scope open somewhere? Wait, what? It should be, like, this is where I got a little bit confused. We're opening a scope and closing it within here, but there's no, oh, I might not have needed to do this. This is just probably a bad idea. This is when you look through code and you're actually trying to improve it. It does help, I can tell you that. So we can open a scope here. That's not even what it is. So it's CG scope open. I've gone all French on us. I know, right? So we're going to the backwards here. It's absolutely fine. So LOVM on the right. So LOVM's on the right. We have, which you can't really see very well, but it doesn't matter because the tilde's on the left. They're both SSA-like anyway, so a lot of the code will translate, but not all of it. And that's the important thing. Not all of it will translate. So we just have to be very careful about which bits translate and which bits don't. And where we have to do it. That's the parent value. If it isn't a pointer, then it should be this. So it should be. Does this even exist? Yeah, it does. So I already had that code. That's fine. Oh god, this is where the fun bits start to get in here, don't they? The any works, but it's not going to work properly. So this is still like, ignore this shit. Sorry for my language, but yes, ignore it. Scope open SS. This is, oh, it's SS, not TS. Okay, fine. Switch statement. CG value, not LVMB value. That's absolutely fine. And then we have this thing here. We don't have the pointer yet, so we can just put a to do in here, right? And I bet we hit it straight away. Nope, we didn't hit it, which is actually kind of scary. Or maybe we did hit it, but wait, what? Okay, so we got a type switch. This is of a union, yeah? We can get rid of this code. And see what we got here. So this is a projection. We're creating that. That's doing the context pointer. We're allocating a variable mem set, and then it's done. So for some reason, nothing ever actually gets hit here. So we probably should just go into the debugger, step in, and step where we go to. Parent pointer. Yeah, this is a value. So of type is a pointer. Wonderful node thing. Yeah, that's all good news. Switch kind. Yep, you're in here. Union data. That's not dereference. It's not an all point. It's not that. The assert. It's an assert, guys. It's not a. Oh bollocks! I put the wrong thing. That's why I was like, why is this not being hit yet? We should hit this, and we do. So now we're going to figure out what the tag is. So this is where the fun bit lies. I'm going to put this in tilde expression, I think. We're going to store that for the time being. Never sure where to put everything, to be honest with you. It should go. Like so. So where is this union tag pointer thing defined? Sublime Text has been failing with its autocomplete recently, and I don't know why. Not autocomplete, like ticking on it. Okay, so that is, this is shit code, but this is the thing different. It's LLVM address type. What the hell is all this about? Oh yeah, we don't even need to worry about this anymore. We can just build our own stuff. It's like, it's so much easier because, oh, I don't have to worry about so much of this crap. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? It actually is beautiful. That I don't hatch, I can just do pointer arithmetic. And it works. Okay, so we have the constant pointer. Great. So then what we need to do is get the tag pointer. So the tag pointer, we've got the tag type. Tag offset, so union, tag, where is it? Type, union, it's the tag size, no, it's the variant block size, which is where the tag will be stored. Right? Yeah, so we need to just do that. So this is where UT, do I have that? Do I use that anywhere? Is there just a, do I have to just call it directly somewhere? Base type, GB assert UT kind equals type union, of course. Let's just do that. And now we're just going to do that. So union, so that's the tag offset, and we have the tag type as well. We've got that above, so that's absolutely fine. So now we've got this. We can just do what TB does. So we can just go. I'm just also going to do a GB assert here. Parent pointer. Kind is a value. So then we can just get the node. Absolutely fine. And then we go to TB here, and then we do it absolutely fine. So vulnerable things. Negate the string this. Oh yeah, I saw that. Sorry. Using a language server pro could hide bad language ergonomics, in my opinion. I don't ever actually use those things. So yeah, maybe that's how ergonomic Odin is, because I don't use a language server protocol or any IDEs in general. I just use a text editor because I found that they get in the way otherwise. I'm not implementing TB from scratch. No. So the Tilde backend is not mine. It's my friend's Negate's, and I'm implementing it. I'm implementing Odin's backend version of it. What color is my Bugatti? I don't own a fancy car at all. Like, I own a Ford Fiesta. Yep. Also, why would you get a Bugatti? Like, literally, you would have to be so rich just like saying, yes, I can waste money on a car. There's much better cars, so much cheaper. Yeah. Who would have guessed? Right, so, pointer, TB, it's struct. No, it's not struct, it's member access? I think it is, yeah, member access, because you've got offset on the base. So this is the funct base offset. This is the tag offset. And then this is the tag putter. Yeah? And this is how simple it is. I didn't even have to do anything else after this. So CG value. And then we can go tag pointer in there. And then we can do a tag type pointer in there. And all that LLVM actual hacking disappears. Isn't it actually like, well, wonderful or something? Actually, let's do that as well. There we go. So we've done that. This is then just checking to see which is this. So they're all the different magical things. But that tag pointer stuff was so much easier. Base is a pointer. And there we go. That was trivial, wasn't it? Look how easy that was to implement. Wonderful, all right. You can't see much thing. This is the thing. I need to figure out how to do the, like this on a black background maybe, or I don't know. It's hard to see the chat for you guys, isn't it? So let's find out how I do this, because I kind of cheated. I just used it's this, and I want to see what themes there are. So I'm just quickly looking at different themes, guys, if you didn't guess for this. I just want a black background for this. Maybe I should just do it myself. Background. Let's just, I can do this myself. Wait, I can't remember which way it is. CSS, background color. What's RGBA? What's the RGBA? Is that takes in 1.0s or is it 2? Is it, yeah, it's 255. Okay, so it is 8-bit values. So we need to do 0, 0, 0, 255 maybe? Or is it RGBA alpha? This is the thing about CSS. I can never know which one is it meant to be, because CSS is like poorly everything. Yeah, it's not consistent. That's not 255. It's another thing. Who'd have guessed? Okay. So hopefully, yeah, that's just reset itself. So all the chat's been lost now. Well, I apologize profusely for that, but now on a black background. And in fact, let's go for a little bit, like 50%. Yeah. Hopefully, just do more testing. You need to do more testing, please. No, that's not good. 50% is not enough. Let's go 75. Don't do any more testing yet. Wait. Now that looks better. Much better. Yeah, CSS, what a wonderful thing. And also, it just reset it itself every time, which I'm like, yeah. So now you're seeing it. Hey, I'm still learning how to do this stuff. I'm not one of those proficient users yet of Twitch. I'm still getting to this Twitch game, guys. Oh, I'm getting there, but not there yet. By the way, this stream's probably going to be an hour long total anyway, so I'm probably going to be another 45 minutes max. And then I might become again this evening, because I've got one. I'll make myself a lunch, do all the things around the house, like tidy stuff up and things, and do that. But yeah. Hopefully this is okay for everyone. Let's get along. And we've got the tag pointer stuff. And great. Where are we going? Still statement. Now, but one thing I added for myself, this is going to sound hilarious, is, look, here's the debug code at the moment for the IR. Let's add I added tilde syntax highlighting today, because it's easier to read with syntax highlighting. Yes, Rob Pike, you're wrong. As much as I like you, you're wrong on this particular topic. Syntax highlighting, even if it's just minimal for comments and keywords, it's really useful. Like, really useful. It's not even necessarily the colors. It's just a way of distinguishing between these elements is very easy to do. But yeah, sorry. Let's get back to this random discussions. I changed my topics. Let's go and do it. So these are the different regions. This is the done region, and region. So this is CG control region. Yep. So we're doing that. So we're generating all of the control regions we need to get to first. And then we need to do this. So this is building a switch statement from all of these different things, and we need to generate the cases now as well. Shit. Sorry for my language, but yeah, we need to generate the cases. I can just do this with a panic. To do build type switch on any. Okay. So each one's going to be slightly different, ignoring value needs to be copied. Yeah, of course it does. Where's the all by value getting determined? Oh yeah, right below it. I am not Irish. Could you not tell by the accent? I am English. But maybe some people don't go, no, I'm not Irish, never been to Ireland in my life. Don't have any Irish background either. So, yeah. Was the gingerness that gave it away, maybe? Never been Ireland. Nah, never. Yeah, so we've got to do this apparently. And I know what I'm doing. It's just so we got the backing data for it all and just do the same amount of memory. Now, what's interesting about this is we can easily cheat. And like, I mean really easily cheat. Like, does this actually need to be a... No, it doesn't. This is good. This is actually good. So, yeah, this would be fine. So we can just do a backing pointer value in a sense. Yeah, we just do this and it goes straight afterwards. You know what, I'll cheat this. So if we look through the TB code, backing pointer, we can then do it here. All right, so we have the data type, just an array, whatever, but it doesn't really matter what the type is. So we could always call this a TB node, to be honest with you, because we can just allocate the memory as we needed it. So we just do a TB inst, no, add, is it add local? No, is it inst local? Yeah, inst local, func. And then all it takes is the max size and the max alignment. Make sure I cast them to the right type. So TB char units. And wonderful, that was easy enough. So now we just have a raw backing data for all of this. And then we can go through the loops and do all of the fun stuff after this. Because we may have to do it twice so we can get the data type. Because it might be that the tag type for the particular type, oh god, that's hard to say, is going to be some sort of integer, obviously, and we need to make sure that we're doing the right comparison. Because it's just going to be a switch statement, obviously. Hello, hello. Yeah, Cam's on today. Cam was on yesterday, but the camera died somehow. Don't know, ask me how, why. So we had to do the ventriloquist thing, obviously, to make it work. Very good here. Yeah, this is very strange. You listen to a guy writing code while coding, coding a language that you can code in. Like, how many levels of meta can we get here, guys? It's like the level that goes. It's up there. Yes, hello from Brazil, hello from India. Like loads of places to listen to, guys. Pretty cool. What? No, so Sean Barrett does use syntax highlighting. He just uses very minimal syntax highlighting, and I don't blame him. It's fine. I do think a minimum level, like for comments, for literals, and for keywords, is all you need. And if you look at Odin, like even if you look at what I did here, it's like this is for comments, for literals, for keywords, and for types I put in there. So I'm a bit further. I go for types as well. But other than that, that's all I've used. And you don't need much syntax highlight. I used to be full on colors for everything. Like I used to have color scheme. Do I have it installed on this machine? Yeah. This was the color scheme I made up once, and it was colors everywhere. The most colorful thing you'd ever seen. But no, I just went for this dark green one, and I've how about I had it now for the last 4 or 5 years? Something stupid I've been doing it. You get stuck with a color scheme and you get used to it. It's fine. It's not necessarily like the most needed thing in the world. CB scope open. So this doesn't need to be starting a block, it's just TB set the control. That's the default block now. So we start that block, and then we got store type case implicit. What the hell does that even mean? So we're adding a local, but we're not really adding a local. So it's only adding local if the memory, it doesn't already exist, kind of thing. Okay, So that's what we need to do for that thing. So that's going to be... We've got the type case body. So we're not even bothering with the bodies at the moment. Just hide the bodies is all I'm saying. Right. Hide the bodies. No one's going to ask if that's the case. Right? Right. Good. Everyone agrees. Fine. Saw nil. Saw nil. That's fine. The nil case is there. This is where things get a little bit annoying. I'm trying to figure out. Yeah, so that's where it would make sense, is if we go through this, make this a 4 array, because this is C++, and iterators in C++ are awful, and you can't have, and don't people tell me, oh, cool, you can do this now in modern C++, but you only use the tie stuff. I'm like, have you seen the code generation for that? It's dreadful. Don't. Just don't. Kids, don't. So, this would be TB node. These would be the control regions for the cases. Okay, these are the whatever. So we can use a temporary allocator for this memory. That's absolutely fine. I mean, clear it up afterwards. This is going to be a TB node. It's a double pointer thing. And then we're going to have just amount of bodies that we need in here. So then we can test for them, obviously. We don't need to open a scope yet. We can just set what everything should be for the cases. So when we get to this bit here, we set that body up as well. Make sure that's an underscore, not a dot. Make sure they all are underscores and not dots, because yeah, different conventions. Of course, LLVM, tilde, different things, obviously. Standard tie, yeah. Don't tell me about standard tie. Trust me. Just standard tie. Even no, I thought super standard tie was C++ 17. Not even 11. That's too modern, man. Too modern. Yeah. Okay. So that's for the statements give you the control regions, but now we need to figure out the keys. So these would be the key count we need to do. So TB switch entry, and these are the switch entries, the key entries, switch entries, yeah. And in fact, that should be an array. Well, no, we don't need to do that. We've got the number of cases right there. And then we can do the same again. We didn't even need to just temporary allocate a memory, TB switch entry, and the number of cases. Then I can do here is the case index thing. And then we can go through every single index and add them. Yeah? If you saw nil, we don't really care about this yet, but we're going to just create a new case. The any we don't really care about yet. GB assert, no, panic. To do bill any. Switch entries, and then we got another case, haven't we? So, this would be case index. Is it case index? Yeah, case index plus plus TB switch entry, and I remember it's the key and the value. The value is the control region, so control region I region. Let's just call this control region. No, just call it region, whatever. So that's the region here. And then we have the key. So clearly stuff are different, obviously, because we're dealing with different things. Yeah, so people who wasn't knowing about talking about standard tie. Standard tie thing is when you've got this monstrosity. So you can do like auto I, Y equals foo. It's like, wow, we've got multiple return values in C++. It's like, right. Then you see this and you want this in a for loop, right? And you're doing this. Right, do you know how shit that code gen is? Like, absolutely dreadful. Like, it's so bad that people want the syntax, but I'm like, you do not care about how badly your code is going to run? Yeah. So LLVM. LLVM is a compiler backend system, and we have that in Odin already, and we've been using it for nearly 7 years. And 7 years old now this month, but we had originally a C backend, and got rid of that and went straight to LLVM. Didn't keep any of that code. We then, I'm trying to think. Now we're converting, well, no, we're adding another backend now called using the Tilde backend system, which is my friend's kind of thing. And that should be a hell of a lot faster, like order of magnitudes faster than LLVM, because that's how slow LLVM is. So we want to get back, and we can also get pretty high performance as well, like in many ways compared to LLVM. So this const tag is on value. This is the key. -1. Key can never be 0 anyway, so that's fine. Here's the const union tag, and it's doing this. So this is the key. U in V. Oh god, what did I just do differently? So that, and then that's the case type. Okay. Unless the case type is a union, then we haven't done the nil type. So key is equal to 0. I think that's what I need to do actually, and that's all I need to do. Yep. And then we've now got this thing here, and then we can add the switch, pretty much. So tb inst brunch, and then we've got to do that. What does tb define this as? Inst br for the branch, so not branch. We have a data type in here. That is going to be whatever the CG data type of the tag. Pointer. I know, it's just the union tag type, isn't it? Yeah, it looks the union tag type. Shit, where did I go? So we'll go back to this, and we need to get the tag type. So the tag type is a little bit... DB data type, tag type, we'll just DT. Let's just mock it out for the moment. Key, that's the tag. And then default case is the default region. And then we have all of the keys, but that's the key lengths. So this would be the num cases, and then this would be the switch entries, okay? So that's what we need to do. Yes, I'm from England. That's where I'm from, and that's where I live. So there you go. I'm not going anymore. Any reason you care about somewhere someone's from? It's just that someone seems to know that you care about that daily. Interesting. Yeah, okay. Whatever. Whatever indeed. Right. tag? What is the actual tag itself? Is that thing there? Yeah, so that would be the tag there. This is CG data type, tag type, GB assert, TB is void. It's not void at all. Now, my only case is in the case of when it's the empty tag. That's going to be fun. I haven't figured out all these edge cases yet. Again, they said the code's not going to be identical. Oh, that's how I do it. Yeah, okay, that's fine. The key itself. Let's call this the... No, let's do this. If it's 0, we just need to put faults in that case, apparently. What? Is that right? The key just needs to be the faults case, apparently. CG const bool faults, apparently. And then in the other case, the key is just going to be, we can have the data type as well in there. Tag kind equals TB, no, keys, CG value, and the node doesn't equal null. That's fine. So then we can have tag.node for that key. And then we're going to do, not tag, but key in there, DT's in there, default region, number of cases, switch thing, and that's the actual thing now. So that's still not working as expected. It's default region. Why am I doing that? TV instruction bool, bonk, bolts, done. And that's the tag type. So that's the key, not key, that's the tag type I wanted in there. Okay, so now this is where things start to work, in fact. So we can get we don't open scopes in here, but we do open scopes in the other place. And thinking about it, yeah, so we open a scope. In fact, we can do this as a foray as well. And do that. And then we get the clause here. The switch statement would be this. Because that's what's happening here. And also, I keep sinking a little bit in my chair. Do I know the president of Brazil? I've never met him. Right, so we go to the clause and we do here. So that is fine for opening that scope. Or do we close the scope somewhere else? If the body's there, we set because we got the body region is going to be whatever the control regions are at that thing. We can then set the control region here. You can simplify a lot of this as well, by the way, if you didn't guess. So this doesn't even get called anymore because we've already handled it. We've got the case entity. We can start the body, start block. Well, we already do. If you saw a nil, we already be in that case anyway. So, shit, we probably... There's only one in that case. We're trying to get the value here. So this is the kind of the data, the backing data we're trying to do. We should be okay. Backing data is a backing pointer. Yeah, this needs to be a mem copy as well. I haven't got a mem copy yet, but I haven't got mem move yet, but whatever. I'm confused. I don't know what people are. The chat's bizarre at the moment. Yeah, posture check. Well, you always have to keep good posture. Just sometimes a bit slumping like this, and it's not always good when you move down a few inches. You don't want to move down a few inches now, do you? Ooh, no. But that's fine. And things like that are always fun. So, yeah. Okay, so we are getting to this stage here. And then we have a type body thing, which we now don't need to do each time, because we just... Like, this is bizarre when it had it on here originally, because I don't need to... I'm inlining the code. And then we've got the closing scope here, but we open a scope here, which makes sense. We do need to open the scope there. And then we do need to close the scope. CG scope close. And this is the region for that body. Like so. Right, so I need to change this as well. CG's CG. And then God, this is lovely when you see code just be, well, simplified, isn't it? Like it just becomes simplified. Why is that wrong? It's the body region, not just the control region. I already set the control region elsewhere, so that's absolutely fine. In fact, we could probably do it a little bit closer to itself, if you know what I mean, or when we actually do the body, because that's all like the pre-processing stuff. And we have a label, apparently? Where do I store the label? Oh, it's SS label, isn't it? Done. Region, so we can change them all to the correct thing. That meant to be CG. God, it's lovely when you can see like code flattening as well. It's kind of quite nice to see. I don't even need to do anything that. Just allocate some memory for this switch statement. By value doesn't get used yet, but it will because I'm about to add it all up. So it's now trying to get the data for this data. Wonderful. Okay. So then we have the case type, the union point. They've got the backing data. So this has to be a copy. And then we need to insert a tb.h. This now has to be a mem copy. Yep. Make a copy of it. We've got the destination, so that's the backing pointer already. We have the data that we want. The destination. Data. So the data's that node. I'm just going to make sure that this is data kind equals CG value. So that's fine. So we're doing the node. That's the source. We need the size of the data. Case entity size, obviously, and then we need to put that in there. So that's tb inst. I don't know. So inst uint. Let's do that. dt in there is just going to be type int, and then we put the size in there. Wonderful. It then says, what is the alignment? Well, the alignment is whatever the alignment of that type is as well. So I'm going to put align. GB align. No. Cast TB char units. Is it volatile? No. And that should be the case. I'm not that fast. Just be, honestly, this is something again, even like that again. The Primogen, many people on stream from the other day came kind of rained this stream. The thing is the Primogen tells people to type fast. Like, I'm not actually going that fast, if you know what I mean. It is pretty much just a, yep, this is how fast I program. Backing pointer, CT pointer. That's it. That's all it is. It's really, really simple. Like, I'm not going like fast really at the end of the day. Because I could have the debug information for this now. Debug. Does that work? Function attribute variable. I can just do it here, and it should be fine. So this would be the TB attrib. So this would be debug. We do get the func. Got to get that func. Token. So string name string. So we get the name of that thing. So that's len text cast char constar. And it's got a debug type in there as well. So that'd be CG debug type of the God, what is just the normal type? So CT in this case. Yeah. That should be fine to know. And then we can add this attribute to that node, which is the putter node debug. And that's how simple it was to add the debug information. The other one is this store type case implicit, which is a little bit, I don't even remember what that code is doing again. Because I wrote really weird code at times, you know this. What does this do? Is this, ooh, no, it was that, I just scrolled past it. It's this nonsense. If clause flags entity flag value, yeah, do this, else do this. You need to add a new local list and then store it. Oh, and that was by reference. So this is adding the entity. So I just have to do, we've got the parent value. Yeah. This is just cd add entity PE. Is that entity take a module or a param? No, it takes the other one, yeah. That's fine. That's fine here. Yeah, it doesn't necessarily there is correct behavior or not, but it's like it's not wrong. So let's just do copy behavior here. So CG address, let's call this X, yep. CD add local. So that's P, E type, E false, because we're going to store the entire thing in there anyway. So address store and then parent value. And then that should be enough. By value, by reference. We've got some errors here. So the backing pointer, what's the error? Missing a semicolon. Of course it was. Flags. There should be an entity in here somewhere. Case entity, not just case. Let's put them there. And we've done that. That crashed. So, yep, that crashed. But where did it crash is what I want to know. Instruction branch, type switch. It was on here. So one of these default entries is probably nil, is what I'm trying to say. So something's going wrong. Is it the intention for TB to be so fast it always generates debug information? Yes. Or can you switch it off even for more speed? So yes, it's both. So by default, it shouldn't be on anyway, but like it was so fast that it generates debug information so fast as well. Yeah. Subscriptions disabled? I have no idea. Maybe you're already subscribed. I don't know. Do I even have subscriptions? Don't know. I'm not a partner. I'm just a normal bloke who's been using it. I'm just an ordinary man. Just innocent man. But yeah, I'm not a partner, so that's why you can't subscribe to me. You can't give me any money. But if you want to give Mint money to help support the stuff anyway, you can always just go to the Odin Discord and go onto the sponsors. Or go to the Odin GitHub, sorry, and go to the sponsors. So you can, the way you can do this is you go to the website, go to the GitHub, and then you can go sponsor, and you can sponsor us right here. Sponsor us just to do whatever you want. You can give as much as you want, however you need, it's fine. It's absolutely wonderful. The more the better, because the more we can actually employ people, unironically. This is sometimes you think like money, where does the money go to? It goes towards servers, it goes to like paying for domain names and other stuff like that. It goes to pay for like contractors and also just paying for people to work on Odin. Like you don't realize how expensive people are. And this is, if you want to help out, please do. That is, if that's why you want to do it, good. But there you go. What is the debugger? This is a Remedy BG. It's a really good debugger. It loads up in like a fraction of a second compared to, what the fucking heck is that? Remedy BG. Fraction of a second compared to especially like Visual Studio, which takes me a minute or so to load up. Really good piece of kit. And it's stupidly cheap. When you say, oh, $30, that's a lot of money, I'm like, this is missing a zero in my opinion. That's how good it is. It's too cheap. I would easily spend $300 on a decent debugger like this. Not like, so get it while it's cheap. I don't know why he's got it this cheap. But yeah, so if you still can't see it, there you go. Like, god damn it, like that's just cheap. But again, if you want to be even cheaper than that, just get Visual Studio, which is free obviously. But yeah, this is, I'm going to close this down. I'm going to save it. Close down the session, open it back up again. That was it. Visual Studio usually takes me a minute or two. Yeah, that was, yeah, you can see how fast that is. Now, I think I know what the bug is, but it is one of those where we need to make sure all the control regions are here. So once the case index is there, we're going to then go GBassert case index equals number of cases. Yeah, so that cert's done. And then the key should be in there, but it shouldn't, there shouldn't be any like clones anywhere. So this is where I'm like, why is it failing? So we could probably just go here, go to where it fails, and then look, because it's clearly failing in this bit here, but the debug information is a bit cocked up. That's just fine. So switch entries, comma num cases. We can look through every single one. We only have 1, 2, 3. And that's fine. And we have the default region as well. So default region, that's nil. There's the bug. Default region. Do we not store it anywhere? That's what I don't understand. Thought we created it. Like, look, it has no default region. Ah, yeah, that makes sense. Because there should be a done region. The else region is what I want. So I was just passing the wrong parameter. Okay, that's still crashing. So that's fine. I'm basically crashing in a different place now. It's on a to-do. Great, thanks for the break. Oh, I didn't get the call stacks. That's what I went. Big to-do. I haven't done it yet. Something I haven't done a to-do with. What is the to-do? Oh, God. What's the to-do? Is it printing? Is it something else? I'm going to find out which one he hasn't done yet. Bitcast. Of course it is. He hasn't done it. So that's not my fault this time, okay? So this might have worked the first time, but it clearly didn't. So if I go to Tilde expression, so was it bitcast printing that was failing? No, to do bitcast, I think. He hasn't done bitcast. Unless I see it. Because the bitcast might be just does nothing. That's the problem. So, bitcast here. If it's integer to integer, it probably doesn't even need anything. Oh, so bitcast to it itself probably is the problem here because it's yeah. But where is it doing the bitcast is what I want to know. Was it doing a bitcast to an integer? Like, is it this bitcast here? Just do a GB panic here. And yeah. Right, so it's not that bitcast. One of these bitcasts? But if it's pointed to a pointer, it doesn't really have a need to do a bitcast. You're just changing the type. Yeah, because they are all bitcasts anyway, so you just change the type. That might be it, actually. It's just a misuse of a bitcast. There's a value here, and it does a bitcast, but if value node.dt doesn't equal dt, then do the bitcast. Otherwise, that's not going to work because it's got to be .raw. Now it works, and actually bloody work, which is kind of terrifying. It worked the first time with some fixing to my printing, which didn't work. What IDE do you prefer? I use Sublime Text. I don't use an IDE. Yeah, that's what I use. This is what I'm using. This is what I prefer. Yep. Fine, okay, fine, well, okay. Right, so this is interesting. So now we've got a switch statement here. We can see what the done cases is. We do that, we do this, and there we go. So this is kind of like fascinating. This is a switch statement that's working. So we actually have a switch statement. Goes to all the cases. On the default case, goes to the end. Each one goes to, and then each one here is creating a copy. It created a copy here of the variable. It has yeah. This is it doesn't. It just has one variable it creates. Is that actually correct? Behavior? Yes, it is actually. So just to prove that is correct behavior, let's go to our bug. So we're going to have an I64, a U32, and a B16. These are all different sizes. Oops, and that's an I64. It's not going to compile correctly. It did somehow. How did that compile? Oh, no, it didn't. It's like, how did that compile? No, it didn't. So now if I do this and look at the custom syntax highlighting I made, guys. Yeah, look at that amazing stuff. Yeah, 4842. It does it here for some reason. But it's allocating the variable here, but it shouldn't. Like, it should be doing it like here. Unless I'm cocking up somewhere. Like, I'm probably cocking up with the variable generation. It's because the entity is probably not the same each time. So it's like, I'm going to here, there's only one case, there's no nil been seen. And because the nil has not been seen, I think saw nil is not necessarily need to be isn't that. Let's just do, we don't even have to iterate through all of it. It's just, there's saw nil. Oh, fuck. Okay. So that's a ball. Yeah, that's easy enough. Because saw nil is going to be cc list dot count. Ah, it doesn't matter. Just do the dumb thing. It's fine. Right. So why is this? I don't think this is right. This is the annoying thing about it all. It doesn't seem like it's right. Because where do I generate this new variable? Like it's before the branch, isn't it? Isn't it? Oh, or is it the... Is it adding a local something like this? Is this the debug information that's cocking it up? No, because it's doing a local here. I thought it would have done it before the branch. But I don't see add local anywhere. That I know of. So opening the scope, setting the control region. Yeah. We've got the entity here. This is by value it's checking everywhere. It doesn't need to worry about that. Right, so where is the copy per block is what I want to know. It should be this. This is adding the reference. Well, the backing pointer gets allocated well up here. Right? Let's just pretend it doesn't work. It's gonna... Yeah. So this... Let's add some debug information in this. Just to prove it is the same allocation that I think it is. Just because it's a bit weird what's going on here. Let's call this backing pointer. And then it doesn't have a debug type yet. But let's just say it doesn't have one. Is this the backing pointer? Yeah, it is. It's just, okay, so the printer must be wrong in my opinion. I think, honestly, the printer's wrong. But the question is, why? So there's all these different regions. Nothing's being set in the regions. So we should be... I think just the printing's wrong, by the looks of it, that's all. So that's fine. Yes, that is the right repo for Tilde, that is correct. That looks like it's fine then. I just think the printer's wrong. It was just like, I was a little bit confused. I was like, why is that in this case here? Like, why is that not before the branch? And the thing is, when I add that node, it is before the branch. It's not even... Like, here's the backing pointer, and then the branch gets added well afterwards. So what? I don't know what's going on here. Other than... Like that. So, yeah, I don't know. We could always add the debug type as well, because there's going to be loads of them. And it's just getting added on top. In the different locations, obviously. But this is where different scopes will come into play and add all things together, obviously. And, yeah. Done region, done. I think that works. And just to prove it's the case... let's just case Z, and this is an I64, whatever. No, let's make an int. Why not? It's the same thing, but it doesn't matter. Z, that equals 2. Z equals 3. And Z equals 137. Yeah? And we can see in these cases 2, 3, 1, 3, 7. Yeah, that's nice to know. Let's do a default case on one, all the ones. Yep, that's right. And it goes to the done. And then what we need to do is, let's see what about the cases when they overlap. Like maybe there should be multiple, only like one case that goes to each. Fine, that is absolutely fine. That is wonderful, actually. In fact, it's good to know that this tight switch statements worked for unions. And the code actually got simpler. Like, this is the funny thing, is the code got simpler because we were doing things differently, and the code the code forced us to do other things. What Tilde did. So because it forced us to do it in a different style, it got simpler. So I think this is a place to stop now, because I've been streaming for just over an hour, and I probably will be back this evening if I'm programming again. Don't know yet, probably. But if I will get you stay on the tune. Make sure you follow or subscribe or whatever it is the thing you do on Twitch, because I'm still learning the terminology. But that sort of stuff. And then from that, you'll find out. And if not, you can follow me on Twitter at TheGingerBill, or you can go on the Odin Discord or anything like that, and that'll be fine. So I'm just going to commit all these changes. Implement type switch, switch statement for unions. That's fine. Let's commit that. Let's push that. And oh, isn't that wonderful? Really is. So, thank you all for watching. Anyway, yes, so I'm going to get going now because I've got to go make myself some dinner. Not lunch, dinner. I'm hungry. And things should be okay. So, hope everyone has a nice evening and or morning or afternoon or night. Do the Truman Show thing. And yeah, see you guys.